This is Dan from Christie's RV. Today we're going to be taking a look at this 2019 Jayco Hummingbird. It's a 17 RB. We're going to go over some of the stuff you need to know once you purchase this unit. So first off, on the front of the trailer, this one has electric tongue jack. So you have your switches on the front for the light, hitch up light, and then up and down. Now this jack is equipped with manual crank capabilities in case it doesn't work. If you need to use the manual crank, you take this little rubber plug out of the top, and then the crank handle can go down inside, and you can manually go up or down to get it on or off your vehicle. Behind that, you have your 30-pound propane tank. Now the propane tank itself is bolted on, both at the front and rear. So if you want to remove the tank, you just have to take those two bolts out. And behind that, you have your battery in a box. So first thing on the side of the unit, you have your water heater. Open the water heater, you just got to turn this tab. Opens up. Now everything's controlled from the inside of the unit. The only thing in here you need to do is remove the drain plug. So the drain plug goes in here. Before you remove the drain plug, you need to bleed the pressure out of the system. So you want to open up a set of taps inside. Another thing to note, this is your pressure relief valve. It is normal for them to drip a bit. Then you have your two water connections here. So you have your city water. So if you got a hose you're going to hook on and use the water from, you hook it on there. This is to fill your fresh tank. So to fill it, you'll just unscrew the cap and then stick your hose in and fill it up. Once it's full, it'll start draining underneath the unit. Underneath the unit, you have this white valve. That's your drain for your fresh tank. Then you have these two valves here, which are your low point drains for the lines. So if you wanted to drain the water out of the hot and cold lines, you'll open those up. Then you just have your furnace exhaust. Now on the slide out, you have your two fridge vents. One thing to note is you can't impede the airflow on them, so you can't lean anything up against it. It will have a hard time cooling then inside the fridge. The other thing, you have the little hose that's sticking out. Now that's the drain from inside the fridge. So if the fridge defrosts, it will be dripping out there slightly. So the water connection here is for your black tank flusher. So this unit has a sprayer inside the toilet tank to help clean it out. So to use that, you're going to hook the sewer hose on, have the black tank valve open, then you can hook your hose up and let it rinse the tank out. So behind the wheel, you have your sewer hookups. So there's a sewer hose in the back bumper. So you just twist the cap off, then you twist the hose on in its place, then you can open the one or two valves. So you have your gray valve, which is your sink water, and your black valve, which is the toilet. And you have your outside shower. You have your power cord, so the power cord just twists into place and then you can thread in the collar. Then you have your cable or satellite input, so if you have either of those, you hook your coax cable there. Now this unit has the portable barbecue, so this comes in two pieces. So there's the bracket that's on the trailer, then you have this bracket on top of it. You have to put it on first, so you just hook the top, and then you can fold the arms out. Once the arms are out, then the barbecue can slide into those pegs, and then you can put the safety clips in place so it won't fall out. So to hook the propane up, it just has a quick connect. So you basically just pull back on the collar, clip it into place, and release the collar. So you do that underneath the valve here. And at the trailer, now on the trailer end, once it's clipped in, you just have to do this little propane shut off. You have to turn it on, and then you can light the barbecue with a lighter. So on the door side, you have a TV mount for a portable TV. Then you have a plug-in and your cable or satellite output. So to open the awning, When you come in on your right hand side, you have your switches. So you're just going to press and hold extend on the awning. So now this awning is adjustable from side to side for pitch. So to do that, once the awning's out, you're just going to adjust this little slide collar to adjust the arms so they're longer or shorter. One thing to note is they shouldn't be more than 3 holes different from side to side when you roll it up. So if you stay within 3 holes, you can just roll it in and out the way it is. If you're any more than that, you'll have to collapse the one side down so they're closer to even. And then to roll it back up, you're just going to press and hold retract. One thing to note with the electric awnings is that you shouldn't use them in really windy or heavy rain. So I recommend you roll them in, as well as if you're not at your unit, I recommend you leave it rolled up as well. So in this control center, the next one you have is your slide out. So to extend the slide out, you're just going to press and hold extend. One thing that I do recommend is that you look on all sides of the slide out ahead of time to make sure that there's nothing falling down in behind it before you open it. Another thing with this style of slide out, so this is an in-wall style slide out. When you're putting it out or in, once you get all the way out or in, you need to continue to hold the button for a few seconds just to make sure that the 2 sides stay in sync with each other. And on top of that, you can have your monitor panel so you can check your battery level, fresh tank, black tank, or the two gray tanks. So then you also have your water heater switches. So you have electric, so you just flip it on, and you have gas. So it'll light on its own. If it does not light, there's a little LED light up here that will come on to inform you that it didn't light. And you have your water pump switch. You have your awning light switch, the living room light switch there. So in this one here, you have your air conditioner controls are actually right on the air conditioner. So you can just pick high or low fan and cool, or just the fan. And then you can set your temperature from the other dial. On the stereo in this trailer, you do have, one thing to note is it has 2 zones, so zone 1 and zone 2. Zone 1 is the inside speakers, zone 2 is the exterior speakers, and you can do whatever combination of those that you like. Now the fridge itself, you lift this plastic cover and you can get inside, so you have your on and off button. Then you have your selector for either auto or gas. If you put it on gas only, it's just going to light on propane and run on that. If it does not light, it will light up the little check light to inform you that it didn't light. If you run it on auto, it will always use electricity if it's present and switch to gas if not. So if you're plugged in and it was running on electricity, the power went out, it's going to switch to propane until the power comes back on, and then it'll switch back to electricity. So the stovetop, you just have to lift the cover, turn it to light, and just light it with a lighter. The thermostat that's here on the wall is for the furnace. So the top is a switch for on and off, so we'll flip it on. And then it has a slide on the bottom, so we'll set to the temperature you want. Now the furnace is going to run for 15 to 20 seconds before it lights. And then once it either comes down to temperature or you shut it off, it'll run for 15 to 20 seconds without the flame on as a safety precaution. So down on the dinette bench seat, you have your propane and CO detector. So it will inform you which one it's detecting if it goes off. Another thing to note with it is that it is wired to the battery on the front of the trailer. So if the battery on the trailer becomes low enough, it will start a high-pitched squeal to inform you that it's not going to work properly. So there is one window in this trailer that is emergency escape window. To operate it, if you needed to escape from the window, you grab the red tab, pull the screen out. Once the screen's out, you can just open the tab, push the window open, It hinges at the top, so then you can get out. The window doesn't fall out on the ground or anything. It does have one spot where it kind of locks in place, so you could use it for ventilation purposes. I wouldn't recommend doing that if it's really windy outside, because there's nothing really holds it from going out. It really only holds it from coming back in. If it does come out for some reason, you just have to go back from the outside and line up the rod. So the toilet in this trailer is a foot flush toilet. So to flush the toilet, you step the pedal all the way to the floor. To just add water to the bowl, you just half step on the pedal and it'll just add water to the bowl. So down here at the bench seat, on the end of the bench seat, is your load center. Open it up, you just press in the center where it shows you. Once it comes open, you have your fuses and breakers. Now everything's labeled inside the panel. One thing to note, RV breakers do not have a indicator if they're tripped. So if you're having a power problem, you need to just find the right breaker, turn it off, and then turn it back on again to reset it. So I think that's just about it for this unit. I hope you enjoy and have a great day.